Pigeon Simulator, players need to take off and land very frequently. The music system I built combines dynamic layering with unique arrangements for flying and for walking. So here's what that looks like in context. As players continue to fly, more orchestral layers enter, lending a majestic feeling to staying airborne for a minute or more. The same is true in reverse. After a player lands, the music will switch over to the walking version of the next phrase. Pigeon Simulator also had a custom yarn spinner system for side quests that required the ability to transition to specific emotional or environmental feelings within the music. Here's one such transition into a spooky setting. Each emotional state also had its own RTPC that could scale the intensity of that emotion up or down. In this case, from somewhat cartoonish to genuinely scary. When leaving one of these emotional states, there was always a musical tag to let you know that the section was finished, and a short pause before exploration music returned. For Kill It With Fire 2's spaceship level, I composed music for a system that used random triggers to play short selections of ambient orchestral music, meant to mimic the feel of the film Alien. Sections with spider activity would abruptly transition to utterly chaotic and dissonant music to ramp up tension for the player.
The client for this space flight simulator game wanted to build their sound and music systems entirely without Wwise. Having just completed a course in Metasounds and Blueprints, I was up for the challenge. I wanted to be sure to recreate the pre-entry and post-exit functionality from Wwise, though. The system I built has two reusable parameter patches. The first is based on the BPM to seconds node, which gives us a pulse that we can count and compare to the length of our intro, and then count and compare to the length of our loop, eventually sending a trigger signal to our second patch. Inside the second parameter patch, that signal hits a trigger sequence node, which alternates between two wave players, triggering pre-entry bars from one player as the other player nears the end of its loop. Add some volume controls and you can even turn on and off multiple layers by executing trigger parameters from a blueprint. These parameters can be tied to almost any gameplay event thanks to our action dispatch system, which uses blueprint components to send parameters to our level music metasound. For this sequence, we use a series of collision boxes to turn on and off our more tense layer as you enter or leave the ship's laser cannon. The music you've been hearing is written for a puzzle where you have to fly through the barrel of the cannon as it's firing. I wanted the cannon to feel larger than life, so I also set up some sidechain compression to duck out not only the other sound effects, but the music itself whenever the cannon fires. The canon sequence was a great way to test just how versatile our music system was, and I think the end result is great.